Regal can suck my...
Why?
Is that the
Because
cold
they
open?
suck. They suck so much.
Welcome to Was It Good, the podcast that reviews movies, TV shows. Oh, man, that would have been great if I could have. I could. Welcome to Was It Good, the podcast that reviews movies and TV shows. Today we are talking Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. I'm Ravi, and as always, I'm joined by my two brothers,
Benoit Blanc.
That's not his name.
And Krishna.
Why are you giving fake names now?
Yeah. Are we using our pseudonyms? Oh. Well, then I am just Krishna. Still Krishna.
Yeah. And Arjuna is losing his mind.
Yeah.
That's me. So wait. So if you are Mr. Blanc,
Yep.
Does that mean you think you're Daniel Craig, or do you think you're Mr. Blanc?
I'm a man pretending to be a man, pretending to be another man.
Oh, dear.
Oh man, he's definitely tired.
Yeah.
You can tell when Arjuna's tired because
It doesn't
he just doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
I think I make perfect sense.
Juna, you work in the podcast industry. That's your
Injury.
in the industry. Excuse me.
Podcast injury settlements.
Exactly. But you work in the podcast industry, and as someone that works there, shouldn't you introduce yourself with your proper name?
Yeah, but sometimes, we've done 240. This is our 244th episode.
Sure.
Got to spice things up a little bit.
I don't know if
Give
giving
me a little adventure in your podcast life.
wow.
So
I
fake
mean,
names.
I guess do people really care what our name? They you don't tune into this because you want to know our names. You tune in because you want to hear our beautiful voices,
our spicy hot
and
takes.
our idiotic opinions about Rian Johnson and his Star Wars movie.
What? This is a movie. Wait, what? This is a movie?
I mean, over 3.5 times that Ravi's going to mention Star Wars.
We're already at 1.
Yeah, we're at 1.
We're at
I'm
1.
taking the over. You'll hit 4.
So wait, how does it work though? Like we're talking about some subject on this movie.
You mentioned Star Wars.
Just mention Star Wars at all?
That's twice.
Well then, fine, I can ruin this for you easily because Star Wars,
There-
Star Wars,
there- oh,
Star
there-
Wars,
it's
and
over.
Star Wars.
I was right.
Well, what do you win?
Nothing. We didn't actually
You
put
win
a bet down.
a discussion about Star Wars.
There's no wager. Yeah, I just lost 10 seconds of my life.
Oh my god. Did anyone lose any time of their life watching the movie Glass Onion?
A Knives Out mystery.
What do you mean, losing time?
So we usually throw that phrase out there like, oh, I've lost time of my life because something is so bad. So the question is, was there any aspect of Glass Onion that you found to be so bad or annoying that you felt that you lost time?
No.
I really enjoyed the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
Really?
I can't
Spoiler
say yeah. I don't say it was not a waste of time if that's what you're asking. I saw it twice.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've only seen it once.
over a month ago.
Over a month ago.
So it came out originally in theaters for what was like a week, 2-week run.
A week run right around Thanksgiving time.
Right? And then it came out on Netflix
Right
2
around
days?
Christmas time.
Right around Christmas time.
So there was about a month where it was not showing anywhere.
Correct.
Oh, interesting.
Except in Arjuna's brain.
Yeah.
Does anyone know
Maybe.
box office numbers?
When I did a quick search, it was like 15, 20 million.
Oh wow.
That feels about right. Yeah.
Because it was a limited run. It
Yeah.
wasn't in like it wasn't wide. It wasn't like a
Right.
wide release. It was only in like select theaters.
Oh, on the silver screen.
On the
on the silver
screen.
Good job.
And
Christian.
yeah, it was only that week, and then like Thanksgiving week is always generally weird anyway for box office movies because it's just not like necessarily a popular theatrical time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very interesting. I mean, because Knives Out to me, the first one, right, was pretty successful critically,
Very successful, yeah.
and I would think in the box office. So it's to me, it was a very interesting move. First of all, I forgot that it even came out in theaters. I thought it was straight to Netflix. Like
The first movie made $312 million worldwide,
which I think is
off a budget of $40 million. So
That's huge.
it turned a profit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a profit.
So like, why do we know why they did this model?
Because Netflix bought the rights. to the
Netflix was
movies.
like, we need more IP.
Yeah. So they bought the
Please.
exclusive rights for the next 2 sequels of Knives Out with options for Rian Johnson to do more. And then because of Netflix model, they do for their big movies, they'll do limited theatrical runs, and then like a few weeks before it exclusively comes to Netflix.
Would that hurt the ability for this movie to make money?
No, because there's a at least for Rian Johnson, he already made the money. They paid him X amount of money for the movie rights themselves. For Netflix, I mean,
That's the question.
It's not. I'm not sure how they make money. They've always operated in the negative.
Fun fact: they don't know how to make money.
They don't know how they make.
They don't really turn a profit.
R.I.P. password
Like,
sharing.
I think they're still into trying to build the brand.
Actually, I mean, this is probably not the correct platform to discuss this, but come the new year, guys, you're gonna have to buy your own Netflix account. You can't use mine anymore.
I think you should give it to me.
I'm not. I've been using that Netflix account I've had since I started college, so that thing is over 10 years.
What about all my viewing data? How will I have that port over to my new account? All my likes and dislikes, all the stuff.
Wait, you actually like and dislike content?
Yeah,
I don't do that.
Because you got to build. You got to build your
the
profile.
algorithm. Yeah, you got to build your profile.
I just go and watch things that the internet tells me to watch.
Actually, since we're on this conversation right now, real quick,
should we go through and figure out what we're sharing and publicly let everybody know? Like,
no,
who's paying for the HBO account?
Arjuna, will you pay for your own Netflix next year?
Ooh,
Because for me, it's a no.
Whoa,
There's not enough compelling, good content on there.
I'm sorry. So we're about to start doing less podcasts in 2023.
Possibly.
I'm
Thank
not
you,
sure.
Netflix.
I wonder if Netflix will backtrack off of the decision.
I would imagine.
I think they're gonna have
because I think they're going to lose a lot of users, and then they'll be like, "Fuck." Because the thing they really care about is the viewing hours. That's the metric they've been sharing a lot. And if you lose the password sharing, you're going to lose a lot of users, and you're going to lose a lot of those hours.
I feel like at least
hour
half.
consumption.
Yeah.
Maybe not half, but I think it'll be at least a significant portion. Like I think they could lose 20 to 30%.
Damn. Of viewership, viewing hours.
Yeah,
basically.
viewing hours. Yeah. I think some people will get their own accounts and figure it out or watch it in the same household. Something. I do think there will be a drop off.
Yeah, I will say though, what would retain or get people to come back is if more high end directors like Rian Johnson, buy into this, limited run, theatrical run, and then selling good movies that are, movie theater worthy to Netflix.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, okay, so you're going to be missing out on a significant portion potentially of quality movies.
I think what's interesting is when you think about Netflix compared to a Disney Plus, for example, right? Disney Plus doesn't have a ton of original stuff. But a lot of people keep it because of, there's Marvel shows coming out, right? So, there are 3 or 4 coming out every year. There's Star Wars shows coming out. So you keep it, right? You don't know exactly when it's coming out.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say Disney Plus does not have a lot of original content?
No.
Not compared to Netflix. The amount of original content
Okay,
Netflix pumps out is crazy, right? But they don't market anything. Versus Disney has a much smaller library, but it's their huge IP. With Star Wars and Marvel, and then some of the other stuff too, some of the Pixar stuff, some of the Disney Channel original continuations, like the High School Musical show and
your favorite,
the Mighty Ducks show, the Muppets show that they have.
Wait, there's a Muppet show?
Yeah,
on Disney?
On Disney Plus, yeah, original one.
Wait, I did not know that.
But
you gotta tell Robbie Crowder. He probably is already on it.
But people stay around for it versus Netflix, even though they have so much content coming out, there's only a few true staples of Netflix, right? Stranger Things,
Cobra Kai,
Cobra Kai, Wednesday now,
has anyone watched Wednesday?
I actually watched it.
Is it good?
Yeah, I was telling Krishna, this is it's the thing that is the closest to Harry Potter since Harry Potter.
So then I will not like it. Thank you for letting me know. Gonna skip that one.
Dad, that means Dad will love it.
I think he did like
it. Dad's the hardest
he didn't watch it,
Harry Potter stan I've ever met in my life.
But so it's kind of interesting. I don't know if Netflix needs to change their marketing model to really emphasize their big hits a little bit more to drive people to keep it year round. Because otherwise, if you don't have password sharing, do people just kind of come and go? They get an influx of new users when Stranger Things season 5 comes out and then they leave.
I'm a model might be if I have a random month in the year where there's low on content, pay for 1 month of Netflix to binge the shows that you want to binge, and then you cancel it.
Yeah. You do that once a year. Disney Plus. I know a lot of people that get it for when the Mando comes out, and then when it's done, get rid of it.
Right. Yeah.
But on the Netflix marketing side of things, I mean, I think they do a bad job of marketing new things. I think they do a pretty decent job marketing the things that they know are big, like all the freaking Stranger Things pop-ups all over the country. For Glass Onion, I don't know if you for their pressers, they sent the puzzle box in the very beginning. So Unbox Therapy on YouTube, he got one of those boxes and did the whole unboxing thing with it, which is super, super cool.
It's the puzzles.
It's the puzzles and everything. Yeah,
that's cool.
It's not exactly the same. So it's a little bit lower end.
Yeah,
but it's still very cool.
The box doesn't look as good as
but it's still fantastic. For Netflix to send that out, still look like Ravi wanted one. I want one. Just get like a cool box, wooden box.
I want one to destroy it. Spoiler alert for the movie.
Oh, just like Helen.
Andy actually is the one that destroys it.
Nope, it's Helen. Andy's dead by that point.
She's wearing a towel over her head, so you can't see what hair she's wearing. Spoilers.
So you don't know.
But Andy's already
Andy's already dead. That's right.
Yeah, at that point.
Wow. See what happens when you don't watch the movie
for
over a month.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Little details.
Wait, Arjuna, who killed Andy? Big spoiler. Let's just ruin it.
Benoit Blanc.
What?
I really hope the movie, this is a trilogy and it ends with the third one, and he is solving a case or whatever. This is my bold I'm just jumping straight to bold predictions. My bold prediction for the third one is Blanc is going to be solving a case, and he realizes he is the murderer without, knowing that he caused the murder, if that makes any sense. So, he accidentally kills someone, and while investigating, he realizes that it was him that either caused or did the murder. That's my bold prediction for the third movie. And then you be done with it. Don't make this a fucking universe thing and have Knives Out, Return to New York, 10.
I think Daniel Craig likes the
character way too much.
Stability in his life, right? He did James Bond for 5 movies. And now he wants to do Knives Out for 5 movies. That's my bold prediction. There will be 5 Knives Out total.
And then so the character of Blanc is going to be like the new James Bond, where you get a new one every couple decades, whatever.
So if we're doing bold predictions, I guess my bold prediction, the third one is going to be an mostly James Bond cast. So you have Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc, but then bring back Pierce Brosnan. And bring back, any extras, and is Timothy Dalton still alive? Bring him back. Just have that whole cast. James Bond cast.
Dalton was a James Bond.
He was only for a couple movies,
two
movies.
Many.
I think he was one of the least popular ones.
And it was just before
Pierce
Brosnan.
Yeah, I think he was right before Pierce. Yeah, so
Pierce.
Yeah, and then maybe even the Knives Out 3 can tease who the next Bond will be. So whoever the next Bond is, I'll have some kind of deal. So the new actor will be in Knives Out 3, and that'll be like a soft reveal for the next James Bond. Boom.
Connecting the universes.
Kind of, yeah.
No, better bold prediction. Optimus Prime will show up and nope.
Rise of the Knives.
Rise of the Knives.
I don't get it.
I don't know why we're doing this out of order. We usually do the bold prediction at the end, but it was just too good. It was right there.
Too good, yeah.
Let's just backtrack a little bit. This obviously is a very star-studded cast. A lot of cameos in this movie.
Yes.
Before we get to favorite character, and no, you can't say Blanc because that's too obvious.
Benoit Blanc.
Blanc. Oh, are we doing that now?
Yes, we're doing that now. Favorite character.
So my favorite cameo is going to be...
Favorite character.
My favorite character?
Yeah, favorite character.
I guess it can also be a cameo.
Yeah, favorite character and then favorite cameo.
So my favorite cameo is Gordon Levitt. What's his name?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Thank you. I always mess his name up.
Gordon Joseph Levitt?
Because his cameo is Dong. And I had no idea he was even in the movie. I saw him in the cast. I was like, what the fuck? And then he tweeted out Dong. And then I knew.
That's how you knew?
That's how I knew. Yeah. So I was like, well done. Ethan Hawke is a close second because that's just so fucking random. You put a borderline A-lister as the plain guy.
So this movie shot or wrapped around mid 2001, I believe.
2001?
2021, sorry.
He's like, wow, it was filmed a long time ago.
Time travel's real. Ethan Hawke was filming, I think, Moon Knight at the same time, right? That's why he has the ponytail hair.
Possibly.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that tracks. Yeah. Seems right.
And if I'm correct, they were filming parts of Moon Knight over in Europe, and this filmed in Greece. So
that seems right.
yeah, that tracks.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Wow.
A lot of it was filmed at the Getty.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that.
Interesting.
His compound is the Getty. If you look at it,
Oh, cool.
there's a lot in the garden back there.
yeah.
So
awesome. Damn.
And it was free to film there because it's free to go to the Getty.
and it was
I don't know if
during
that's how that works.
COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so nobody
yeah.
was there.
Yeah, they just got to
Oh,
hang
man,
out and
that's
play at the
great.
Getty.
The
Wow,
Getty
wow.
is so pretty.
And then I think
Yeah, I love it.
my favorite character is going to be Miles, Edward Norton,
God, you stole mine.
because
Elon Musk.
because he's a great actor, and then but he played like I watched it twice. So the first time I watched it, I was like, oh man, yeah, he's playing this rich, kind of an asshole who knows what he's doing. Then obviously you get the reveal at the end that he has no idea what he's doing. Second time watching it, you're like, oh my god, yeah, he has no idea what he's doing from the very get go. And I think that's just a testament to the performance.
It's a great performance.
Yeah, and the movie as a whole is wonderful watching it the second time through because you know all the stuff,
Right.
and so you're looking for the little things, and you pick up on a lot.
It's probably his second best performance behind, The Incredible Hulk.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Tyler Durden? Fight Club.
Fight Club, but
No, obviously he's the perfect Hulk. The Hulk, not
The
Edward,
perfect
not Banner, but Hulk.
oh,
The
gotcha.
CGI monster.
Yeah, the CGI monster. Okay.
That's him.
Oh man,
Anyway, my favorite character. I can't believe you didn't say this one, but it's gonna be Duke.
yeah, he was
Duke
up there.
is like probably
He was up there.
one of the funniest character because it very much feels like Dave Bautista was just playing Dave Bautista.
I mean, so I don't know. We missed out a little opportunity because someone tweeted out Dave Bautista is the best wrestler turned actor.
Ryan Johnson, I think.
Oh yeah, he's the
Yeah.
best. Yeah, he's the best one. And then obviously the other two in the running would be Dwayne the Rock Johnson and then
John
John
Cena.
Cena.
Yep.
So people were ranking them, all day long, whatever. But it does seem Dave Bautista does take the roles that would push him the most, right? He was in Blade Runner. He's been in Dune. He's been in
Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2.
Guardians
And the holiday special.
And
the holiday
upcoming third one.
Untitled.
And he
Volume
was
3.
and he was the main character in Zack Snyder's zombie Vegas movie
He was
that I can't remember the name of.
Army of the Dead.
Thank you. Army of the Dead.
great movie.
Can't remember the title.
So yeah, dude, he was a fun.
I think that also like my second favorite is got to be
You guys just
Helen.
taking all the characters, so I have nothing to choose
Well,
from?
yeah,
That's cool.
basically. Yeah.
Oh, my second favorite. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but my second favorite was Helen, so I hope I didn't
Not
take it.
Andy.
No, Andy was a bit stiff. For me.
Andy, yeah, a little bit cold.
But Helen was wonderful.
Yeah, Helen was great.
nuanced and had two
Great.
sides of the same whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Helen was great.
That Helen acted so well because she could act as Helen, and then Helen could be Andy, and then
She had to
could
play
fake
Andy
the death.
and Helen as Andy.
And she had the hot sauce that almost fell in her eye.
Or the nose.
The nose, the nose.
yeah.
Thank you.
That was that was like the most dramatic part of the. It's like, oh no, the hot sauce is gonna give it away.
not the hot.
But we knew.
Wait, the hot sauce was from
It was
Jared
Jeremy Renner.
Leto's
No, Jeremy
Ritter.
Oh, Jeremy
Jared
Renner.
Renner.
Yeah.
Jared Leto
Renner's-
was the kombucha.
kombucha. That's
Yeah.
right.
Just all the references. You know that is that based in real stuff? Like, does Jeremy Renner have a hot sauce? He might.
That feels like it would be true, and
Yeah.
Jared Leto having
Oh,
kombucha
kombucha's 100%.
definitely feels very, very.
Even
true.
if it's not marketed, he definitely makes his own kombucha. 100%.
I just like that Joseph Gordon-Levitt has a tweet out there that just says "dong."
Dong.
Yeah, that's how I found out that.
Like you wouldn't know that it's about a movie thing. He's just
Unless
tweeting
you've seen it.
"dong."
yeah.
Dong. Junior, your favorite character?
Well, you guys took, like 75% of the characters.
So where it makes it,
Um,
it makes
Yeah,
it.
so it's a layup for you.
My favorite character.
Michael.
I'll go with I really like the I think talking about this cast, I always think about when I came out of the movie theater, I thought immediately back to the first Knives Out, with the suspects in that movie versus this movie. And I think where this movie succeeded over that movie was these characters felt a little bit more fleshed out because you just spend more time with them. And so I liked that. So I liked a lot of these characters. Like I loved Catherine Hahn's like senator character, Kate Hudson's like failed weird model character and stuff. Like there was more dimension to them. Versus like all the other characters, it never really felt like it was. It never felt like it was anyone but Chris Evans because you just didn't spend any time really with those characters.
Right.
You know, like you spent time with basically Chris Evans' character in the first one and Anna de Armas' character, and that was kind of like it for the suspects. So all of them are my favorite.
What a cop-out.
No. All of those, you got to pick one. So, I feel like the contenders.
I'll go with Claire. For Senator.
Yeah. Oh, Catherine
Hahn's character.
She was great.
She's just
Agatha.
great. Yeah, it was Agatha.
She is Agatha in my mind. Yeah.
Did you? So like, speaking of your favorite, like, obviously, the beautiful thing with this movie and why, spoiler ahead here, is like I preferred this over the first one by far because, as the moron Ben Shapiro, is that his name? Shapiro, whatever his name is. As the moron said in his Twitter rant about how dumb the movie is, he didn't like it because it was over an hour before you knew what the murder was, and I thought that worked beautifully with this.
He doesn't know what a murder mystery is.
No,
clearly.
I don't think he ever played Clue growing up, which is sad.
Explains a lot.
But yeah,
I actually looked back at our old episodes. So it was our 69th episode was Knives Out.
Whoa.
And
noise.
Ravi, you said the movie was not good. You said Knives Out was bad.
Yeah, I still stand by that.
And you said
because
you
he
would
hurt
not
me.
rewatch it.
Ryan Johnson fucking hurt me with.
Why did he hurt you?
That movie Star Wars Episode 8.
Ryan Johnson made the best Star Wars, and Ravi hates that.
And I hate it. I hate things that everyone
And then he
else
hated
likes.
a really great movie in Knives Out. Yeah, because
I mean, I don't think it was the best movie.
It was great.
there's some other things you said
My-
yes over though.
Yeah, I know. We all say things.
We all say
Congratulations,
We all
guys.
say things we don't mean.
Arjuna.
What?
Arjuna says yes to a lot of things, and we know
So
he
do I.
doesn't mean.
Krishna
it.
says yes the most.
Arjuna said that Obi-Wan Kenobi was a good series.
Did I?
I think so.
No.
Makes sense.
You did? Never mind.
I'm the base demo of Star Wars fans of like, ooh, lightsaber, pretty colors. So you're a child. Toys.
Why'd you go like that?
Toys.
Oh, man.
You squeeze the toys. They're
Oh,
soft.
boy.
I don't even know what was the point. Where were we going with that? Anyway, the question I had though was, before you realize it's Elon Musk, Miles, who is the murderer, whatever. Did you suspect any of the other characters?
All of them.
And I think that's what a good murder mystery does,
Right.
right? Like they give good reasoning for a lot of these characters, and there's always red herrings, right? And I think the best murder mysteries aren't obviously there are some where you figure it out, but it's still like a satisfying mystery. But this one, like the answer was always there, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's what was cool about this one. Like, it was always very obviously him, but you're like, oh no, it can't be because it's a murder mystery and it's got to be like one of these side characters, and you have like these weird things going, even with some of the like movements and the angles that they have and the motivations. Like, there's plausible reasons for everybody, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's just
Miles.
it's the fucking billionaire.
Yeah.
Who was his former business partner, who had the biggest motive.
Well, weren't
of
they
all.
also dating?
No, I don't.
Or they were
think
just
so.
business partners
It said they're just business partners.
Just business partners.
Yeah.
with a wink or no wink?
Well, we don't.
I didn't see a wink. Should we do my chapter listing?
We're gonna get there. We'll get there.
Oh,
So we're gonna get into our June's DVD chapter listing. Really build that right there. That's great. And Christian, of course, is going to do this DVD chapter listing, and we all know
someone
what
else do
voice
it?
he's going to do the chapter listing in.
The Prime Minister, Hugh Grant from Love Actually?
I was going to say Duke. No,
That's just dumb.
That's just dude.
no. You're going to do the DVD chapter listing in the voice of Arjuna. I think you know the character, so go ahead and say it.
Benoit Blanc.
There we go.
I do declare.
Oh man, I do declare. That's
Also-
just dumb.
is
That was perfect.
I was just getting getting into
Daniel
the
Craig
voice
actually
there.
did say, before we start, Daniel Craig said he had a really hard time getting back into the accent. I said it took him a lot of work to like get back to Benoit's accent.
I bet.
what is Benoit? Is he British? Is he American?
He's American.
He is
He's
American.
Supposed to be, it's supposed to be like a Louisiana Southern accent.
Gotcha. Okay.
Ryan Johnson also did briefly play with the idea that the character of Benoit Blanc would also have, for every single one of these movies, a different and more wildly inaccurate
You should have
like,
done
accent.
it. You should have
for
done it.
each one.
Because then you can have like the final movie, and he's just like, I'm not a detective at all. He's just something
I just
else
show
completely.
up.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just a. I don't know.
All right. So let's hear
All
this
right.
DVD chapter listing.
Junior's DVD chapter listing for Glass Onion, in the voice of Benoit Blanc. Mystery box. Among vaccinations with Arthur Harrow. A new challenger approaches. Dong. You get an iPad. Drax says goodbye. The bullet was the main character all along. Be kind, rewind. Twins 2. A book a day keeps the death away. Hulk bad. And boom goes the dynamite.
Can you do that second to last one more time for me?
Hulk bad.
Jeez.
What? That was a 10 out of 10
Yeah, for the voice.
performance.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
10 out of 10.
Damn.
Junior, you get a 5.2 out of 10. for
We can
the
never
chapter.
both be good at the
Yeah.
same time.
This
yeah.
is a great chapter list.
Yeah.
No, everything
Probably
else
just
was
love that
missed all the
confidence.
references.
everything else was mid.
Among I, because he was playing Among Us, but he was alone in the bathtub, so it was just I. Because the way we play Among Us is the correct way, where you're all in the same room together and screaming at each other.
Oh, I got
That is
it.
the correct way to play. How you don't have neighbors complaining
Mhm.
is amazing.
Concrete.
Yeah, it's true. Your walls are concrete, so
Yeah.
I guess nobody can hear you as you
Exactly.
scream.
It's true.
Yeah, Hulk bad was the best one.
Hulk
Yeah, that was- that
your,
was great.
your delivery. That's great too. Hulk bad.
Bad.
Fun chapter listing to reflect
Did you guys
a fun
like
movie.
Drax Says Goodbye?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably how it's going to happen in the movie.
He's dead.
Guardians 3.
What? Pineapple allergy?
Pineapple allergy, yeah.
Have you
How do
guys
they
seen,
all die?
have you seen Dave Bautista like throwing tons of shade onto Marvel and like the character of Drax and like just being done with everything?
What has he said something?
Oh,
More?
he's just been saying a bunch. He's like, I wanted to do years ago he talked about wanting to do like a solo movie and then it didn't happen, and like now he's just like sad about it, and then he was like really upset with his like minuscule role in the Avengers movies, and he's just like, yeah, I'm just ready to be done. And then like, I don't know if you've noticed, but Drax has worn a vest for like most of his recent appearances in Guardians. And that's because Dave Bautista is just like, I'm not going to work out for this character anymore. So like he doesn't have the like abs anymore for the
that's
character. So they have to just keep
hilarious.
putting him in vests.
I was going to say Drax's cheeks have gotten bigger and
So he
bigger.
just like refuses to work out for the role. He's just like completely done.
You know, but story-wise, it
That's
kind of
funny.
works. When like the greatest threat, Thanos, is gone.
Yeah.
Don't you relax a little bit? Sure.
Yeah.
Have a donut now. Like you've avenged your, because his whole thing was to kill Thanos because Thanos killed his family.
That's a good point.
So he's gone now. So yeah, unbutton that thing. Have that donut. Don't worry as much.
You don't
It
have
works.
to work so hard to
Yeah.
kill Thanos when
Yeah.
he's dead.
Why is Gamora?
Still the greatest line
yeah,
in all of
still-
Marvel.
still
I
top.
don't know why he's
top
clear.
tier.
He's got the best line in the movie.
Yeah. I'm invisible. Yeah. Well, I guess that's the pod.
Or is it? I'm moving so slowly
Yeah.
you can't see me.
So I'm imperceptible.
I can see you right there, dude. But going back to
Knives Out.
going back to why I like this movie more than the
Knives
first
Out,
one,
yeah.
the first one, the Knives Out.
There's more?
Yeah, there's more.
Reasons?
The main reason, though, and I think I'm thinking back to like why I said the first one wasn't good, is because murder mysteries, in Hollywood have been done a ton, right? There's an entire industry around the idea of like murder mysteries and like Clue and all that fun stuff, and that's like, while that's all interesting and cool, Knives Out to me was just too much of the same. While with this movie, it takes the idea of the murder mystery and really kind of redoes it in a very, very satisfying way, right? Because the other thing, too, with Knives Out, it ends very kind of Hollywood glam in the sense of, the caretaker, she gets all the money, she gets everything, she really sticks it to them. While this movie ends with, to quote Arjuna, where is it? And boom goes the dynamite.
That's a sports reference.
Yeah, the broadcaster, right?
The kid, yeah.
Yeah.
Who couldn't get the highlight reel. It's like, and boom goes the dynamite.
that poor sucker. Oh, man.
But again, even though it is a very satisfying end because he does, whatever.
Lose everything, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Not traditionally.
Daniel Craig, Blanc is able to solve the mystery, but he can't do anything else, right? Because I guess he does work within the structure of the law, even though the things that he does
Don't think about it too much.
aren't really what. So he hid the fact that the sister
Was
He got it delayed.
he got delayed somehow.
which is seems
he
illegal.
invited himself basically to this
To a private
to a
party.
private party.
Yeah.
None of that is illegal.
I mean, isn't it?
I don't think so.
No, not at all.
I think declaring someone dead is
Nope.
illegal.
The family can decide when and
guess that's
how.
Oh, when it's
Yeah.
made public.
And he pulled some strings, and he said Helen was the only family that she had, so with Helen's approval, he'd be able to do it.
Gotcha. Well,
That's the loophole.
I guess that works. So I guess he is part of the
Yeah,
law.
it's within his jurisdiction, Yeah.
How does that work? So that's another thing that's always
He's a
kind of.
PI.
So he is technically like PI.
I think. I mean,
but don't you need even if you're a
He has a
private
license.
you have to have a license, and it's only good for a particular state. It's not like a universal.
Well, he's got the international PI license.
Yeah. That's
He's
a
also
thing?
got a license to kill.
The IPI?
He has an IPI.
Actually,
IPA.
I don't know if you heard about this. Netflix is doing a spin-off series for Knives Out. It's like a young Benoit getting his international PI license.
Really?
Yeah, it's gonna run for like 6 seasons. They've already cast Timothy Chalamet
Oh,
as a young
Daniel Craig.
Craig. Paid a lot of money
no.
for this. Yeah. It's their next. They like
Don't give them
like
ideas,
Wednesday is a murder mystery as well. So they're like really taking that murder mystery and like putting it into the series. And
So then people are getting Netflix not because of like particular IP, but just because Netflix is only doing the murder mystery genre, and that's it now.
Exclusively, yeah.
Wow.
There's a bit
Stranger
of
Things
murder.
season 5. It's just gonna be a murder mystery.
Probably.
Who done it? Who killed Vecna?
It starts with him dead.
Let me tell you how it got here.
Yeah. And then you have all the kids in their interrogation rooms. You got to figure out which kid dealt the killing blow to.
They'll bring back the Choose
poor,
Your Own
the
Adventure
poor
for
victim.
the 5th season, so you like actually
Back
have
into
to
the
do the
victim.
investigation.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's a good idea.
That's how you do it.
Totally off. Oh my god. Anyways,
What other murder mysteries do you guys like? Don't say Knives Out, but what other murder mysteries do you guys, off the top of your head, can you think of that you really enjoy?
so it's not actually a genre that I particularly seek out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm having a hard time even coming up with other murder mysteries that I've seen.
The other movies that are pretty popular that have been out recently were the Kenneth Branagh Murder on the Orient Express and Murder on the boat one, the Nile. Yeah, those.
Gal Gadot did it. I have no idea. I've never seen the movie.
That'd be
I've
great.
seen it. I won't spoil it for anyone.
Please don't. I
Shit.
haven't yet.
Yeah, but those are like the other contemporary movies that are kind of similar. I don't particularly. I've only seen the second one and the Nile one, and that one was just like okay. I wasn't like necessarily a big fan of that. The aforementioned Wednesday is a murder mystery,
right?
And that was pretty well done.
How is it
enjoyed
you
that.
guys don't remember? Like, it doesn't have to be movies in terms of like things that you like murder mysteries or whatever. But like, how can you guys not throw in like CSI?
I never watched
Classic murder mystery.
CSI. I hated those shows.
Using fake Vegas science to solve grotesque
Those
murders.
shows-
Those
weren't
shows
good.
were those shows were headlined by the best investigators in the world.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
What about Clue?
that's a movie.
Gosford Park?
I've never seen any of
Murder
these.
She Wrote. Angela.
See, like I said, I
Lansbury
don't
had
seek
a-
that stuff out. I'm not.
I love
There's
murder
another.
mysteries.
There's a show on Netflix, which speaking, it's funny because you're like they're into murder mysteries. They kind of are. There's an improv comedy murder mystery.
Oh yeah,
show
the
that
Christmas.
Came out. But it was called Murderville,
Right.
with Will Arnett. There was like 6 episodes that came out earlier this year, and they just had a Christmas special come out. And I really enjoyed that, not because of the mystery part of it, but because
It's all improv.
I liked
right?
the part of like they brought in like a someone from the outside. like a special guest to like improv their way through and then figure it out, and it's just pretty funny.
Nice.
That show's hard to watch.
There are some good episodes, but there are also some bad episodes.
Well, I've only been able to get through the first half of the first episode.
What show is this?
Murderville.
Murderville.
It's all improv.
That's interesting.
No.
Doesn't work for you?
It is.
I mean, this very much like when it came out, I thought it was a joke in the sense that like Netflix was like, you know what?
Sounds like a joke.
We're running out of ideas. Let's just get a camera and some actors and fucking improv it.
It's actually based off a British show, a BBC show, where it was like a murder mystery improv thing that came out in like the mid 2010s. So it's just not an original Netflix idea. They just copied someone else.
I mean, we're at the point where there is no originalness left, right?
That's true.
But then I don't know, because like I can't think of anything off the top of my head that is similar to like the story structure of Glass Onion.
Yeah. I think the best murder mysteries that I've really experienced are like books. I think like murder mysteries.
Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah, a lot of Sherlock Holmes stuff.
In the 22nd century?
Agatha Christie novels. Like there's obviously like a huge industry for that. And I think those are really well done. And some of the best ones for sure.
Other movies to check out, by the way, The Nice Guys is another one. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is a really good one, actually.
Sleuth, there's a remake recently from the 70s. The 70s one is supposed to be good, but also a remake with Judd. Not Judd. Nope. Jude Law. Judd Law.
Judd Apatow.
Juddy Law.
Judge Dredd.
The best murder mystery is The Prestige.
That's another good one, too.
It's not really a murder mystery, though.
It's kind of.
No.
You're trying to figure out
It's a magic mystery.
Magic mystery? Create a whole new genre?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just of awesomeness. Marvel should do a murder mystery.
No, they shouldn't.
They should.
Stick to what they know.
Popcorn movies.
Yeah, popcorn blockbusters.
You can make a popcorn blockbuster murder mystery.
with explosions.
It's called Knives Out.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I done it.
There you go. Exactly. Ryan Johnson, come to Marvel, do a murder mystery.
Oh, no.
Who killed Iron Man?
Does Marvel have like a Batman, like a detective?
Yeah.
Yeah, Iron Man. He uses money to solve the
There's
murder.
a few. There's a few.
There's a few.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
They're all like lesser known characters. But
Spider-Man.
there's a few detectives. They have
Punisher.
They have a lot of lawyers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a lot
Yeah.
of lawyers. Yeah.
It's like they ran into some legal problems at one point, need to come out with more characters and storylines. Oh, why don't we just take what's happening in real life?
Pretty much.
yeah.
Spider-Man is kind of, well, the games a little bit are mysteries or like crime where you have to like solve X, Y, and Z in order to figure out da-da-da-da.
Actually, speaking of like popular IP and murder mysteries, there's the Star Wars video game Knights of the Old Republic. There's a mission, like an optional, like a side quest you can do, which is like a murder mystery essentially.
Yeah.
You do like a trial and you figure out like who did it and stuff.
Who done it?
And I do enjoy those in like RPGs when you do like a murder mystery type of thing. Or
So what we should be, because we were talking about doing an escape room later this week.
oh, so we should do murder mystery.
We should do a murder mystery escape room.
That'd be fun.
Which, like, you, me, and
done
Luhrmann kind of did that. Remember we did the escape room?
Oh, right, with the
Inheritance and everything?
Who was it? It was me? My character?
I think your character did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It was
Wow.
Yeah, and he's the wife.
I was
That's amazing. Okay, I got to tell you real quick. The last escape room I did was a couple weeks ago, and we were trying to save a nuclear missile from blowing up Denver. We had to figure out who did it. So we had to go into like
Russia.
this room of like all these operatives, and then figure out,
That's
try
kinda
and solve for who
Did you fail
launched.
or did you pass?
We failed. We failed on the last like 30 seconds.
And
Like
how-
30
how-
seconds left, and we failed.
How many of you did it?
Just two of us.
Oh, well, there you go. You need.
Was that
like,
the first
more.
time you failed an escape room?
No, we failed at all of them so far.
Wow.
It's hard to do with only two people.
Or maybe
with some of these.
I mean, just hear me out here.
we also suck.
Maybe your escape room partner is not that good at them, and you should get a new one.
Ooh.
I was going to say, I've done an escape room with one other person, and we succeeded.
Well,
Oh wow.
maybe I'm just dumb.
That's just dumb.
I was just dumb.
Do you guys think Elon Musk liked this movie? Or are you surprised he hasn't banned Glass Onion on Twitter yet?
So I'm okay. We're
Do
getting.
you
a
think
little,
he catches it?
We're getting a little political,
good
but that's fine.
question.
But so the thing with this movie that's interesting is, like we said, came out in theaters around Thanksgiving, got some good buzz there. Then it came out a couple days before Christmas. And then even around Christmas time, it wasn't getting a lot of buzz. It wasn't until, Ben Sharpie
Shapiro.
I can never remember that last
Ben
name.
Sharpie.
Ben Sharpie. That's what I'm going to call him right now. He kind of looks like a Sharpie. Until he started going on his Twitter rant, and then the movie was like, trending for about 2 days. So I would imagine that Elon has or is aware of this movie, and probably has seen the fact that he has been heavily compared to the character of Miles Braun,
the dumb billionaire.
And you know, I think to a degree you have to imagine that Rian Johnson did write the character with Elon in
An
mind.
Elon type, at least. And I mean, there's
Right.
a lot of these types of like.
So does that? Here's a better.
Stupid.
Here's a better question then. Have you made it at life when your name is like an adjective?
A Trump, a Musk.
Yeah.
Munson.
Like, have you made it in life, or have you failed? Like,
I guess it depends.
it depends if it's a
all
positive.
Depends on what it is. I saw.
all
But that's the thing. There's
A lot
like
of it's
some
really
people,
negative.
like half the country would like if you compare something or someone to like a Trump or a Musk, half the country would be like that's really good, and then the other half would be like that's really bad.
Yeah, it's just perspective.
Damn.
Yeah.
I want to make it then that my name.
You want to get to that level?
I want someone to use my name as an adjective.
You need a billion.
Your
at least.
dinosaur YouTube channel is gonna put you.
Hey, we don't talk about that yet. That's a secret project I'm working on.
Oh shit!
And we should also
40 minutes in.
remind people that it was Krishna's initial idea that got this idea going. So if anyone is to blame for whatever happens
What the
from
fuck
this,
was my idea?
it's
It's
Krishna.
the hole in the middle of the donut.
Exactly.
Okay, what the fuck did I do to get you?
You talked about automated YouTube.
Oh.
So that's your fault.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
totally
thought
your
you
fault.
meant I had an idea that inceptioned you to think this thing about the dinosaur.
I think
No.
you should do a cooking channel on YouTube, but like, you know how everything's really pristine and well made.
Yours is
Like
just not.
yours isn't. It's like really shaky, really bad knife.
So could you be the cameraman?
inedible food?
Wow.
This pot is over.
He's getting up. He's now walking out of the room.
Yep.
He's taking his pants off and he's
Please.
taking a shit at the office.
No, please don't do that. Oh no. Oh no.
All right, I think I think it's that time.
All right.
It's time to ask the age-old question.
Was
The
it
age-old.
knives?
Who wants to go first? Krishna, you're never here in person, so you can go last. Juna, go ahead. You kick it off.
Krishna
Damn it.
was
I've gone last.
Glass Onion: a Knives Out mystery exclusively on Netflix.
Oh wait, actually, I'm gonna stop you. We didn't even talk about the title.
Oh, like Glass Onion.
Yeah, so it came out that Johnson didn't want Knives Out in the title, and it was Netflix that put it there. Going back to the whole questioning and things around marketing, Netflix wanted Knives Out there so that people would be aware of what this IP is. Do you think, yay, nay, do you care?
You know, I see both sides to it. Like from a brand and I mean, the big reason they brought it was because it was a popular movie. They saw it as an IP, so like you need to continue that IP. And I think it's hard if you have a movie that has one character from that movie, no other returning characters, and a completely different title. I do think there's a good portion of people that wouldn't necessarily know that this is a sequel to that movie.
That would have been me.
You know?
Without that Knives Out, put it this way. So the reason I like Knives Out so much is because I had no interest in seeing it. Like I said, murder mysteries just not my cup of tea. And I ended up watching it being like really surprised at how good it was. If Knives Out wasn't in the Glass Onion title or there was no reference to it, it would go right over my head unless someone told me and was like, you got to go watch this Knives Out sequel.
Why
But
not?
it's weird though that because like Knives Out is the title of the first movie, right? It's
Yes.
not Knives
Correct.
Out.
A Knives Out
Correct.
mystery?
It's not like a Knives Out. Who killed the old man?
Correct.
Right. It was Chris Evans all along. You know, it's not titled
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
This movie, I don't think you needed the Knives Out in there because to me, in my head, it doesn't make sense because
Sure.
the only reference, when you break it all down, the only reference to Knives Out that this movie has is our detective.
Benoit Blanc.
Yeah. So what you should have done, in my opinion, is you should have put his name in the title because you're trying to
That would've
start
worked.
Yep.
creating an IP
Blanc.
that creates everything,
The
right? Like-
Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc
or like a
mystery.
Blanc mystery or
Yeah.
whatever.
The Benoit
Yeah.
Blanc books.
Something.
Blanc Books presents
Something like
Glass Onion.
like something like that.
Yeah.
Doing it this
I agree.
way, it just feels
But
stupid.
yeah, I mean, I understand. I see their point. I obviously see Rian Johnson's point too, of like being frustrated that that's being put in there. Like he has a very clear vision of what he wants, and you know, anytime you're working with a studio and whatnot, you're not always going to get your way. I was a little surprised with some of these Rian Johnson interviews how little control it seemed he has, because I wouldn't say he's like Steven Spielberg, but I thought he had I thought he had enough pull and sway with the negotiations where you'd have some control of titling and like release time.
You would think,
because he even talked about when the movie was done in the week release that he was really trying to push for more theatrical, which again he should have. I mean, I thought, or at least with the deal with Netflix, that would have been negotiated on the front end, but you know, like I said, there's one more movie that has to come out on Netflix, and then like he can pull out of the deal, and I imagine
go to
like,
HBO.
He will pull out of that deal unless Netflix really like acquiesces to like his demands of you know, retroactively probably changing this title. And
so you're gonna win the over on this Star Wars thing.
We already won.
Do you think it's possible that Netflix as a studio saw what happens when you give Rian Johnson a lot of control after Star Wars?
You make the best
8,
Star Wars movie,
and they were like, "Okay, Ryan, we're not going to be a Lucas film here."
They didn't give him that much power. There's still the Disney. If you think he had complete control over that, you're wrong.
Well, I don't really think about that movie a lot, so.
Yeah, you clearly do. You clearly do.
That movie lives rent free in your head.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Canto Bite, great scene. Said no one.
Oh my god.
That scene put me to sleep in a theater.
You need to rewatch that movie after all the like shitty Star Wars that have come out since then. And
I can't.
Oh,
I don't think. You know what it is? I don't think I have the patience to sit there. Like I would be too antsy. Like you'd have to drug me or something.
Put a weighted blanket over you.
Then I'd fall asleep.
But it's such a beautiful movie.
It's a great movie.
It's such a beautiful
Great
movie to look at.
3 out of 4 of us in this room are correct. The 4th person is Rafi.
Wait, so I'm correct?
You're incorrect.
Do you feel ganged up on, Ravi?
A little bit.
You should.
It's okay.
Answer
We all have terrible
Go ahead.
opinions.
Kick the last question. I was just curious about the title.
No, it's a good point.
The tittle.
Krishna.
Hello. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Krishna, was Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, exclusively on Netflix, with Rian Johnson being a little bit upset. Good.
Yes, it was good.
I'm shocked.
Shocking. I know. No,
Actually, I have a follow-up question.
Oh.
We already did our 2022 pod. Would this crack
Your top
5
Yeah.
of 2022 movies?
Movies? I'd have to hang on. Stall. Let me stall.
We're talking about the silver screen.
We're talking about the silver screen.
Terry
not
silver
the,
screen.
yes,
not
specifically.
the
silver
top
screen.
movies.
Silver screen.
I think it would. It would come right in probably at number 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did
But
it
I didn't-
supplant?
But here's the thing though. I think by far I've seen the least amount of movies of everyone here in this room.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies I did not see. So, like for instance, I haven't seen Banshees. Like a lot of the movies that in your top 5, I didn't see.
In Sheeran?
Of that,
Of Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran?
Ed Sheeran. So,
He's a
you know
beautiful
there's a caveat there.
Gotcha.
There's a
Okay,
there's a
that's fair.
star. Asterisk. But yeah, it was really good. It was entertaining. It was fun.
You watched it twice?
I watched it twice. I enjoyed it more, I think, the second time, which is very telling.
Because you could pick up on... That's the thing I think is
Yeah.
really cool with murder mysteries is they have really good like,
Replay
value. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a ton.
Or rewatch value.
Yeah.
And these movies are just like fun and
Yeah.
entertaining. You know?
And they're like the characters are really well written. The dialogue is great. It's snappy. The pacing is wonderful. So that's why Rian Johnson made the best Star Wars. Rafi, was Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, good
I
for
thought you
you?
were going to ask if episode 8 was good.
Star Wars Episode 8. Yes, Glass Onion was good. It was very well done. Is far superior than the first one.
Far superior.
Far superior. And it has me thinking that maybe I won't change my mind and rewatch Episode 8.
Maybe he won't, which means maybe he will.
Correct. No, it's not. Arjuna, was Glass Onion good?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
'Twas good.
I'm shocked.
Was in my top 5.
Ooh,
If you
wow.
go onto our social medias, Ravi made a top 5 from an anonymous person of their top 5. And
Yes,
I'm here
not-
to
not
exclusively
anonymous at
reveal
all.
that it was me.
We put your
My
picture
top.
in the clip,
in the
and I
video.
put over it brother.
Anonymous.
Do we need to actually
It could
now
be anyone.
Do we need to go back and like redo that list?
No, because
Like,
Knives Out was my third.
Yeah, that's right.
It was
That's
in
right.
it.
It was
on
already in there.
my
Okay,
list.
good,
Yeah,
good.
I really like this movie a lot. And yeah, I'm very excited for the Benoit Blanc mystery books.
Do we know when the third is? Like, even
He's
writing
about to
it.
start writing it.
He
so
said- I think he
I
said
would
he's writing it,
assume
yeah.
if you're, I mean, like it was about 3 years between Knives Out and Glass Onion, so probably 2025, maybe 2026. Depends on if he does anything in between too, because he's supposed to still be working on that Star Wars trilogy allegedly.
Is that still happening?
It's on the back burner.
Wait, trilogy of movies?
Yeah.
all the directors that were told or have signed anything, I think they're
They're
all on the back burner when it comes to Star Wars.
I think Kathleen Kennedy said in that Vanity Fair or the piece that she did a few months ago, right around Star Wars Celebration, said like the movie stuff was still pretty much on hold.
Yeah.
Because she was kind of looking for a Feige type, like someone to really kind of have a vision of like what the future of Star Wars cinema was. I don't think she wanted to run into like what Warner Brothers was the last few years of just like bringing in directors and having everyone do their own type of vision and then it kind of going haywire.
What? DC went haywire? No.
Which is smart. It's smart to just take a pause and
Wait,
like
yeah.
let it, instead of just being like, we gotta pump out these movies.
I mean, the nice thing is like with the Star Wars IP, it's not like the fan base is going anywhere.
And you have these
So.
shows that are successful,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You had Andor, you obviously have Mandalorian, the animated shows like Bad Batch are popular, so like you have good wins. So just like keep doing those.
Yeah, do what works.
Obi-Wan season 2. Well, actually, real quick, you didn't answer. Would Glass Onion be in your top 5 for 2022?
Oh no.
Oh, no, it wouldn't.
No,
No.
it wouldn't. No.
Yet.
No. The whatever my top 5 are better.
Whatever it
Can't
is.
even remember.
Can't even remember.
Nice.
But no, I wouldn't say it was top 5.
Top 10.
Maybe. And with that, that's going to do it for us here on the Was It Good podcast. As always, you can find full episodes on youtube.com/wasitgood, social cuts of our beautiful faces on Instagram and TikTok at Was It Good Pod. Follow us on Twitter, which is now being run by a bot at Was It Good. Our
Also-
next pod is going to be Bad Batch Season 2, the very first 2 episodes. We're very, very excited. And with that, goodbye.